And we are back with another edition of Let's Talk Broncos with your host, Kurt Valenti. Good evening, Mr. Valenti. How are you?
Let me get my microphone. Good evening, Mrs. Valenti. How are you? I am
I'm
good.
well, thank
Voice
you.
sounds pretty back to normal.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna probably be calm tonight. So I think hopefully we will keep it that way.
Well, don't speak too soon about the calmness. The night is young. We don't know what it truly holds. So,
True, very true.
and anything can happen. We could have paper flying at the camera. Who knows? We
Yeah,
got
well, I got a new one. I
Michael.
got a new one. I debuted it. I'll see if Kenny remembers what it was. And I debuted it on K&K about the Broncos tonight.
We
It
got
wasn't throwing
Michael.
papers.
We got Michael checking in, saying good evening, Kurt and Jen,
What's
giving
up,
his
Michael?
little Bronco colored hearts and the claps. So there's the first claps of the
Let's
evening.
go. Let's
And
go.
Kenny saying good evening, Jen and Kurt. And you have your voice back. So I'm going to fire you up tonight. So
Let's
there
go.
again,
Let's
spoke too
go.
soon.
I
Again,
want to see
spoke
if
too
Kenny,
soon.
we're going to see how good Kenny of a student he is. And if he remembers what I did, what my virtual, instead of throwing the paper tonight, what it was, and see if he remembers what it was on K&K tonight. I don't think he's gonna.
He
Oh,
says
he
he
said he remembers.
remembers.
Let's see. Let's see if he remembers.
All right. Well, we got a good show tonight. I would just like to say it. I know this is a Broncos show, but to me, this is the most wonderful time of the year. We're in the midst of conference tournament action, just ahead of March Madness, Selection Sunday coming up. Mixed emotions. It's the fun time of year, but it also means that the college basketball season is coming to a close, which is rough.
Listen, this is awesome for me. Again, not that I'm not a baseball fan. I am. I don't really follow a team, but hey, you got tomorrow. I got St. John's in the Big East quarterfinals. We got the Knicks on the verge of having an epic playoff run. We got NFL free agency. I mean, this is awesome, man. Like this week is just it's sports after sports after sports, and then we get a little low, right? We take it off a little bit in baseball season, and we heat right up for after postseason in the basketball. Take a little low, get right back. But let's go, Hoopsie. That day, 3 TVs, the 4 TV will be connected over the weekend. I'm ready to roll.
All right. Do you want to jump right into our first topic, or would you like to make an opening statement?
I'll do just a quick opening statement. Listen, it's been a crazy, what now? 8 years, right? Crazy 8 years. Is it 8? Since you know, since we hosted that third Lombardi trophy in February of 2016 and Peyton and that defense and Coach Kubiak got it for us. It's been a little crazy. Again, and I'll say it again. I wouldn't take it back. If I got to take 6 more years of it, I would. You get a championship, you don't worry about the next couple of years. But it's been a long time. And just an interesting last 2 seasons. Well, first season with Sean Payton and now going into year 2, Jen. And hey, Russell Wilson gone, Justin Simmons gone, Jerry Jeudy gone. And this team's gonna look different. And you know what? When you sit back and we'll go over the Simmons and the Jeudy and the stuff
If
like
those are all topics tonight.
it's topics, but some again, I will sit here till I'm blue in the face. I don't agree with the Russell Wilson move. You know it. Everybody knows it. It's a dumb move for the franchise. It's going to hurt our franchise. But other people, when you don't get the job done, Jen, you got to move on. And some of them had to move on. Some of them are overpaid. But let's get into it. Jody
All right.
started.
Well,
Okay,
let me. I was just gonna say, let me get on that note.
I'm
There,
listening.
you not agreeing with Russell Wilson? Jody saying, Kurt, how about our awesome quarterback? I bet
You know what?
Mahomes is
Again,
scared.
we have an agenda, right? We have an agenda, but I want to make this as open agenda possible. So if the audience wants to talk about it, let's just talk right. And Jody's 1,000% right. You know, it's comical to me that the people, and we're gonna get into this with the whole free agency and the draft and stuff like that. You're not going into Kansas City, Chargers, Buffalo. You're not going to do that with, you know, second string backup quarterbacks to lead you there. You're just not. It's listen, it doesn't for all these people that are going to say and you know, but maybe we'll turn Sam Darnold around. Maybe we're going to turn Zach Wilson around. We're going to take Jacoby. You know, they are who they are. That doesn't happen. You want a star quarterback? Go get Mahomes, draft him. Go get Josh Allen, draft him. Right? Go get Jalen Hurts, draft him. Stafford, draft. You got to draft them. Or unless for some, you get a situation where it's like Peyton Manning, an injury, Peyton Manning gets hurt. Now you move on and you're going to draft Andrew Luck, something like that. It just, that doesn't happen. But these people that keep thinking, we're going to turn Sam Howard into, Matthew Stafford. No, those players don't turn into those other players. So he's right. We're not going, I can tell you, we're not going, the way we're constructed right now, we're not going into Kansas City with a chance to win that game next year. None. Zero. None. Just chalk it off as an L. We have a 0% chance to win that game in Kansas City because our quarterback is at 1/10 of what their quarterback is.
All right, real quick, we got Pearl checking in and saying
Pearl?
hello. Hi, Pearl. Thanks for watching. Kenny saying that the team looks very vanilla Kurt, but he'll get into it in a little bit more.
You know what? He's right. He's right. And, again, you're not going to win like that. Let's be realistic. You can't just sit here. We talk about the Knicks on this show all the time, Jen, because we love the Knicks. You're not going to compete with the good teams when you have Elfrid Payton as your point guard. You're not going to do it. I don't care who's coaching. You could have Pat Riley and Phil Jackson on the bench. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to bring Jared Stidham into Kansas City and say, go beat him. It doesn't happen. You're not going to do it with Darnold, Brissett, Bridgewater, Tannehill. That's not going to happen. So the people that keep saying, well, we're going to make this guy good. You don't make somebody good. As a quarterback, you have it or you don't. You don't make somebody good. Sam Darnold, okay? Sam Darnold isn't going to become a top 10 quarterback in football. It's just not going to happen. And people who keep thinking, well, let's find this guy and let's try this guy. There's no trying. There's nobody out there right now that's a viable starting quarterback in the NFL for us. There's not. That's why we have to draft our quarterback. That's it. That's our only chance, Jen. It's sad to say this. Our only chance is to draft our quarterback in this April's draft. Otherwise, we are in major trouble.
Let me get another comment up there. I got a couple more to get up here. This is another topic you're going to be talking about, the $53 million in dead cap space, right? So we'll be circling back to that. And then we got Eddie Murphy checking in saying, are the Broncos in a full rebuild mode, would you say? And how long do you give Peyton as the head coach?
You know what? I don't. I really don't because, if that was the case, Cortland Sutton would now this could still happen, right? But Cortland Sutton would be gone. DJ Jones would be gone. You could move on from Garrett Bowles would be gone, right? You could really strip it down. We're not going to strip it down. Okay. You had an 8-9 team. All right. Now, people might go and say, well, they traded Jerry Jeudy. Like, yeah, we traded Jerry Jeudy, but we also got Marvin Mims, like, in the wing ready to go. Like Sean Payton has said, Jerry Jeudy has blocked Mims last year. So again, I like Jeudy. Jeudy, listen, Jeudy didn't have quarterbacks here. Jeudy didn't have the coaches to get him the ball and stuff like that. The play calling. But hey, I have nothing against Jeudy. I think he's going to be. I think he's a fantastic receiver. I really do. He didn't work out here, and sometimes that's going to happen. Let him go to Cleveland. Hey, I hope he's very successful. Mims now has to step up. Okay, that's all.
All right, let me get a couple of these comments before you comment on the comments, Kurt. We got Pearl agreeing with you about drafting a quarterback this year. All right. And then young Tyrone saying that they need to draft either Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy.
10,000. Listen to me. Young Tyrone, 1,000%, man. Let's go. That's what it has to be. That's what those are the two it has to be. If I can't get to Drake, I don't want Daniels. All right. Would I take Caleb Williams? Yeah, I would take Caleb Williams, but we're not going to get to one. Drake May is intriguing, right? But I don't know if we can get, I don't think we can get to 1, 2, 3, but young Tyrone's right. It's got to be Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy. Let's go. Love the one he likes. I think it's JJ McCarthy, and I hope it's JJ McCarthy. But I'll tell you now, I'll sign up tomorrow for Bo Nix. Let's go. You know what? He's got the moxie. He's got that cocky attitude. Hey, let's go. He's a winner too. I'm taking him over Jarrett Stidham. I could tell you
All right.
that
How
right now.
about would you take Justin Fields? Anthony Mataloni wants to
You know
know.
what? You know what? Kenny's going to bring up a point because we talked about it before. Okay, about Justin Fields. I would take Justin Fields but how can I explain this? I don't want him as my every down starting quarterback. Okay. And Kenny made a great point about this. Taysom Hill, when he was in New Orleans, he basically became like a gadget player, right? Like almost like a Tim Tebow, but he incorporated him under Sean Payton. Heavy running game. He's a physical player. He could throw. He was a quarterback in college, but he made him like, a gimme player. I would love Justin Fields in that situation. Hey, throw him. Listen, he's athletic. Man, he could be a great running back receiver. He's faster than running backs in this league, but I can't put him as an every down starting quarterback because when it comes 3rd and 10, I don't want the ball in his hand. But hey, I got a 2nd and 6. Yeah. Throw him in, give him a little option. Yeah. And then get him in, get him out, get him in, get him out. That's what I'll
All
do.
right. Let me read these comments here, Kurt. All right. Michael is saying no to Justin Fields. We
Right.
got Scoops checking in. Hello, Mr. Scoops. He's saying, I'm still on the Bo Nix train. My guy is Daniels, but you want to get him at 12. Even if you get up as far as 5, you can't get him. And if anyone in the top 4 moves out of the top 4, that's wild to me. We got, in terms of the, rebuilding, I guess, Matt Staffiero saying that you've already been stripped down. They weren't aggressive. They're eating the cap, evaluating young talent this year and loading up for 2025. I'm not confident the Broncos are moving up, so it's
Yeah.
12
See,
or later.
no. See, here's what I think, Matt. Okay. Here's what I think. They're not totally stripping it down. If they did again, Sutton would be gone. Bowles would be gone. DJ Jones would be gone. And I applaud them for one thing. We look here and I'm going to get into this. I was a Justin Simmons fan, but has Justin Simmons signed anywhere? No, he's overpaid. He shouldn't make that money. Those safeties, especially, he has not made big plays. He's not worth the money. So you know what? I'm not giving. Would I wish I got like Patrick Queen? Maybe. But again, maybe Devin White's still out there. Listen, they're still there. But I'm not gonna overpay, right? Why overpay? This free agent class wasn't great. It really wasn't. There's not really anybody like, oh my God, like so I'm not overpaying. So I applaud that. And you know what? Hey, if I have to, they're saying Mike Klisch just tweeted out a couple minutes ago. They're saying Denver next year has the potential, Jen, to have $100 million in salary cap. $100 million. And you know what? That's something I would do. Again, you can't get average players and pay them high money. You just cannot do it, especially at the quarterback position. But it's just going to kill you and kill you and kill you. That's when you turn around and you say, look at this guy, look at that guy. I was a fan of Simmons, but I'm sorry. Look at the league. Like safeties aren't worth that money. And he's not a top. He's not. And if he was, Jen, if you're a top free agent, wouldn't you be off the board already? Why isn't he still on the board? Because nobody thinks he's worth that money. They're right. He's not.
Matt Staffiero also saying about Bo Nix that some people are still giving him a 2nd round or later grade, right? I like Nix for the system, but there's concerns about his arm.
Yeah, there is. But you see, we're in a situation now. Okay. Let's be honest, we don't have a choice, right? Our only choices are going to be this year or next year in the draft, right? Next year, Ewers, Sanders, who's the other guy? Beck from Georgia. Or obviously you got McCarthy, you got Nix, you got May, Caleb Williams, Daniels. That's it. That's it. Those are our only options. There's no more throw the ball at dart. I'm going to take Sam Howell. I'm going to take this guy, and we're going to take. We can't. We're going to draft the guy in the 6th round, and he's going to just stop. It's not happening. That's not going to happen. Seriously, you're better off going out and winning Powerball. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to turn Zach Wilson into Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to turn Sam Howell into Josh Allen, right? Sam Howell is who he is. Zach Wilson is who he is. Darnold, we can go down the list, right? Jacoby, a backup is a backup. Those guys are backups now. Our only hope are the next 2 drafts. And we have to do, again, this is where it comes down to Sean Payton. Who do you love? Who do you love? Do you love McCarthy? Do you love Bo Nix? Or do you think you're going to love Ewers, Sanders, Beck next year? Because if that's the case, okay, and we have to wait one more, but that's our answer. That's our answer is a 1st-round quarterback this year or next year. That's it. No, we're going to wish for this guy and get in the 4th round. We got to go get your guy. First off, get your guy. If your guy is Bo Nix, I don't care. I don't care if draft boards say we should draft them at 30. If you love him, and if you love him and you think people are going to get him at 12, go up and get him. JJ McCarthy, if he's the guy, if they're saying, I'm in love with JJ McCarthy, but I'm not the one making the pick. But Sean, since we're all in bed with you, Sean, if you are, give it all up, Sean. Give it up. Hey, you got to go to 3? Go to 3. I don't care if it's the 24, 25, 26. I don't care. Because you need a franchise quarterback or you're never going to win. Not in this league with backups. So go get your franchise quarterback at all costs.
All right, we got a lot going on in the chat here, so I'm going to ask you to not respond to some of these comments so I can get them in. All right, so we got Albert checking in saying, hello,
Albert.
Kurt, Jen, and all Broncos fans. Great to be part of one of the greatest podcasts. Jody pointing out that no general managers and only one head coach are at Bo Nix's pro day, right? And then I'm just going to read through a bunch of these here. Matt Staffiaro saying that Jones could still be moved. Sutton's under contract for 2 more years. Wouldn't be surprised to see him moved at the deadline if they wanted. Keith Brugman checking in. I threw up one of his comments before, but we weren't really able to get to it. He was talking about, who the possible trade the Broncos could possibly trade with. He said DJ Jones was on the trading block with the 49ers. That almost happened. Albert saying that so Justin Simmons might return to the Broncos for cheap. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody here. Keith making the point that we're keeping as much as we can for our rookie quarterback, Sutton, Bowles, Patrick, Lil Jordan, and Troutman. Matt Staffiaro talking about Rattler. He's been keeping an eye on. Not a huge fan.
I have heard, you know what? A lot of people do like him. Again, he was a very, Heisman candidate at Oklahoma, very highly touted prospect. Didn't work. They went a different direction. Caleb came in at Oklahoma. So there's a lot of buzz about Rattler. And, I don't think Rattler's going to go. I think Rattler's going to go a lot higher than people think. I think I can see Rattler going in the 2nd round. I don't think you're going to get him in the 4th, 5th, 6th round. I think he might be a second. Again, quarterbacks, teams that need quarterbacks, like you have to gamble. We have to gamble now. We don't have a choice. See, that's the problem. Since we got rid of Russell Wilson, we don't have a choice because we have garbage. We have a garbage quarterback right now. So we have to gamble to get that done. There's no options out there. Like I know, we're going to listen to Kirk Cousins. That's crazy money paying Kirk Cousins $40 million. That's absurd. Okay, absurd. But
All right, we got a little JJ McCarthy talk in the chat here. Pearl is saying JJ McCarthy, please. Kenny's saying that you would kiss the Blarney Stone for
damn
JJ
right,
McCarthy.
damn right.
And on the contrary, Keith Brugman saying the more I evaluate him, I'm not taking JJ McCarthy unless it's late first, maybe even second round.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm not a fan, Jen. You know me with my mentality of this in all sports. I don't believe in the I want JJ McCarthy, but I'm not going to take him at 12, especially with a quarterback. I've always said this to Kenny. What was the guy's name? Gettleman, the general manager. How do you take Daniel Jones at 5? Daniel Jones was their guy. So hey, I'm not listen, you sink or you every GM, you're gonna sink or swim when you draft a quarterback, right? It didn't work out because Daniel Jones wasn't good, but I give Gettleman credit by not saying, well, I hope the Redskins don't take him. No, go get your guy. There's no different. I don't care if JJ McCarthy is his guy. I don't care how we get him, when we get him, who we trade from. I don't care because it's not going to work out like I want JJ McCarthy, but I want to trade down to 20. Get it? You're not. That's how you get screwed because then somebody comes in, somebody takes him, and then you're going to hear 2 years later, and they're going to say, "Well, they could have taken JJ McCarthy, but at the last minute, like I don't want that. We don't have a quarterback. We have none. There's no quarterback at all that's out right now. That's out in free agency or worthy of a trade. That's a starting quarterback in the NFL. None. So our only option is to draft them. So like Pearl saying to draft, I agree with her. Go get it. Go get this done. Get that over with. Here's your guy. And now we have money this year. We have a little more money this year. And next year we load up and we get whether it's Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy or whatever quarterback it is. And that's it from day one. Here's the keys. Boom. You're the quarterback. There's no competition. There's no what days? No, that's the guy. Just like Houston does it, just like Carolina does it. That's how we're going to do it. Put him in. He sinks. He swims. He sinks. Sean Payton gets fired. We got to bring in Peyton Manning, and he rights the ship. That's the way it's going to go. That's the only options there are. There's no, we're going to pick him. If he don't work, he's going to pick. Sean Payton's going to get one shot with a quarterback. One. And that's all he should get. So it has to be the right one.
All right, question from young Tyrone. Do you kind of switching gears here a little bit? Do you think Drew Sanders starts at middle linebacker or Jonas Griffin?
I heard that they were going to play him more on the outside. I like Drew Sanders. I think he's got to be on the field. Tyrone. He has to be, right? He's super athletic. He played in the SEC. I know he went from Alabama to Arkansas, but this guy, again, he's got to get on the field though, right? Like I heard, oh, well, Vance Joseph don't like playing rookies. I don't care what Vance Joseph likes. You drafted him second round last year, put him on the field. He's got to be able to be on. He's got to be able to play. Does he move to the middle? That's a good question. We got to see. Griffin's back. I know that. I don't know if he starts. I mean, he's got to be on the field. I'll say that. I don't know where he's going to be, but he's got to be part of our every down package, whether it's a combination. You know what? All I kept hearing is he's going to be poor man's Micah Parsons. He's going to rush the passer as an end. He's going to play outside linebacker, play him in the middle, play him all over. Play him all over. But this kid has to be on the field.
All right, we got Trevor checking in. And hi, Trevor. Thanks for watching. He's saying
Trevor?
it doesn't matter if they draft a quarterback this year in the draft or wait until next year. The pressure's on Sean Payton to hit on this year's draft class. Can't have another problem like they did with last year's draft class. No more D grades in the draft period. Build the foundation unless you absolutely in love with a quarterback.
Right. Well, that's true. But here's the second part. We're picking 12th right now. Okay. We better not be picking higher than 12th next year. Okay. And I don't think Sean Payton wants to. Sean Payton doesn't have time for that, right? Sean Payton doesn't, I'm sorry, but he doesn't. So, it's easy. That's why when I always argue with Kenny, and Kenny, go get your quarterback now, man. You're at 6. You're not going to, we're going to get Shedeur. He's going number 1. So you're either going to have 2 wins, 3 wins to have a shot at that, but if you're saying, oh, we were going to win 10 games this year, well, you ain't getting number one next year. We're winning 10 games, right? You won 8 and you're only at 12. So, this again, it comes down to, does he love JJ McCarthy? Does he love Bo Nix? Does he love Drake May? And if he can go make a deal for one of them, he has to do it. But our future quarterback, has to be in this year's draft or next year's draft. There's no other option. There's none. And it has to be a high drafted quarterback. There's no other option. We're not going to, secretly find this guy at a San Jose State College University, Bergen Community College. You're not going to find that guy that nobody knows about, and you're going to find him in the 7th round and make him a Pro Bowl quarterback. So if that's your strategy, get it, throw it out the door, throw it in the window, because it's not going to happen. We have to get one of these elite quarterbacks, play him from day one, build a system around what he does good, and then let's go.
All right, let me catch up on a few of these comments. We got Pearl making her plight that VJ can go. She doesn't like Vance Joseph, right? We have Michael saying that Riley Moss also needs to see the field.
Yep.
Albert
Who
saying
said that?
that.
Who said that, Jen?
Michael.
Absolutely. We moved up to get him last year. How is he not on the field? See, that's something, again, Vance Joseph, listen, Riley Moss better play this year. Sanders better play this year. Both of them, hands down. You wasted 2 high picks on these guys. They better be on the field, not special teams this year. They better be in the every down rotation. I don't care how you use them, but you better use them.
Albert saying that at 12 he'd like to get Brock Bowers. Kenny saying that if the season started today, you don't get more than 4 or 5 wins. You said it. You said if it's Stidham, that's what the record would be, and right now it's Stidham. And Keith saying that we have time. Sean Payton has time. That's why we're in rebuild mode with cap space and no spending. Kurt, let me
finish go ahead.
Comment. Okay. We have time. Sean Payton has time. That's why we're in rebuild mode with cap space and no spending. Payton has 3 to 4 years easy. What do you think of that?
No, I absolutely totally disagree. That's 100% not I don't believe that's true.
Which part?
The part that, first off, again, Sean Payton, and I'm gonna say this again. Sean Payton is not here for the long haul. Okay, Sean Payton, I'm going to be totally honest. I wouldn't put money that Sean Payton is our head coach next year. I mean, I just, if things go bad, right? And again, we're all in bed with him. If things go bad, there's a shot. See ya on his end. You know what? It's not for me. I'm going to go work back with Fox. And you can see that's who he is. And I like it because the part I like about him, Jen, I'm going to be honest, is the part I like about him is, like, he doesn't care, right? He's not going to, okay, we're going to build this thing and we're going to do this for the 14 next years. And no. He's not doing that. Hey, cap space, move it down. Hey, like I said, he what's that called? He readjusted salaries. We're going to be paying. We're going to be paying. People talk about Bobby Bonilla Day. We're going to be paying about 10 guys in 6 years that aren't on the Broncos, and I don't care. I applaud him. Good, because it's not about 6 years down the road. It's about now.
If it works, you'll applaud him if it works.
Right, but it's about now. I'm telling you now, he's putting us in cap hell. But again, I'm in bed with him. So are all you guys. So we have to approve of that. We don't care if he trades his own draft, the whole draft class, the next 2-3 years. I don't care. Let him do it. If that's what he wants with this quarterback, do it.
Kurt, we got Zoli checking in late. Why don't you catch him up with this question? He says, what's the thoughts at 12, Kurt? Are we getting a generational quarterback there? What do you think?
Yeah. Hey, listen, again, if it's, I'm not a believer of the whole, if it's not Drake May, then I'm going to take McCarthy. If it's not McCarthy, I'm going to take Rattler. If it's not Rattler, I'm going to take Nix. I don't believe in that. He's got to have a guy. Okay. Now but just say it is JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy is the hot name right now. By the way, Jen, I'm just watching this game. DePaul is up 8 on Villanova.
Yeah.
Villanova,
I got it on too.
Listen to me. You said it to me before. and you're gonna laugh at me. If Villanova loses this game tonight, I'm leaving the coach in New York. He will not be on the bus. You cannot lose in a tournament when you're Villanova to a team 0-24 in the conference. He
I was
doesn't
gonna
come
say
out. He's
three
gone.
three wins
Listen,
overall, zero conference
yeah,
wins.
he would be
Yeah, to
listen, he
show
would
for
not
it.
be on the bus or plane. I think they're on a bus. He would not get on the bus to back to Villanova
Well,
tonight.
the shame of it is Villanova is really playing for their NCAA bid too. I mean, they're a bubble team right now.
Oh,
You know,
their bubble's bursting.
Yeah,
So,
100%. All right,
um,
let me get Trevor's comment in here. Trevor saying the Broncos will have to take a few steps back to take a few steps forward. That is why keeping next year's 2025 first round pick is important. There's a good chance that next year's first round pick could be higher.
again, I'm not playing that poker game. Like you cannot do you can't play that game. I don't want to trade um I don't want to trade, I don't want to trade another one to go get Patrick Mahomes. Like you can't when it comes to quarterback, you can't play games. I'm sorry, you just you don't. That's not like a position. I will get this linebacker, we'll get that line. You can't. It's too important. If he likes JJ McCarthy, and again, the only guy that can answer that is him. I can't answer it. You can't answer it. The panel can't. Nobody. He's the only guy that can answer it. If he loves JJ McCarthy and he says, I'm going to win a Super Bowl with JJ McCarthy, then you get him. I don't care about next year's number one pick. I don't care about 2026's number one pick. He has one object. Before we could start winning, his object is get his quarterback. That's what
All
we
right.
have to. Now, hold 1 second, Jen. Now, he might not like JJ McCarthy. He might turn around and say, I love Shador Sanders. And you know what? If it is, you better make a plan to get Shador Sanders. But I'm not playing the game of, well, I like JJ McCarthy, but I'm not going to move up. I'm not playing that game because you either love him or you don't as a quarterback. There's no, I don't know, maybe. That's when you do that, you get busts. Find your guy and go get him. You don't like this group? You wait till next year. But not because you don't want to move up. If you want JJ McCarthy, go get JJ McCarthy.
Well, Jody Moncrief saying it's JJ or bust for him.
Yep.
Pearl is agreeing with him. Kenny saying I agree, Kurt, especially with the chance to have 100 million in the next year in cap space. And Pearl saying that if we had Stidham, we'd be lucky to get one win. She feels not a fan.
Again, I said this before. The people here who keep thinking, or anybody, and it's not just anybody. Well, let's get Zach Wilson. Listen, Zach Wilson's a bust, right? Those guys are busts. You're not gonna get somebody who was a bust, bring him in, and they're going to become a star. That's not going to happen. We have to go get Mahomes is a star. Josh Allen's a star. Jalen Hurts is a star. Stafford's a star, right? Those guys are stars. We have to go get our star. You're not going to, I'm going to find this garbage can and make the garbage can a star. That doesn't happen. So you got to scrap those ideas. The only thing we can do is go draft our star quarterback. And it's right where we are right now. It's at any cost. If we kept Russell Wilson, we could have done it. We could have said, okay, we're still relevant. We're still relevant. We're not relevant now. We're not relevant now because we have a garbage quarterback on our roster. We have somebody who probably shouldn't be on our roster. He probably shouldn't even be a backup, but that's where we are now. So I don't want to hear when people say we can't trade this draft. Trade it all. Go get your quarterback.
All right, do you want to go to you've hit a lot of the topics we had on the agenda tonight. So I'm going to roll through here and you can kind of decide if you feel like we covered it. How's that?
Yes, good.
All right. Justin Simmons.
Hey, listen, I like him. Not worth the money. I'm sorry. He's not worth the money. And all the people that say, well, this and let me ask you, he's still a free agent. Has anybody gave him the money? No, he's not worth it. He's overpaid, not worth it. So again, I have no problem. Take a pay cut, not a restructure. We need you to take a pay cut. You're not worth the money they gave you. Sorry. If not, you're gone. You're gone. I have no problem with it. I like him. Good player, not a great player. didn't make big plays, never came up really with big plays for us, never won with us. So, no, not a problem with that at all.
All right, the Jerry Judy trade.
Again, I have always liked Jerry Judy. Jerry Judy just, listen, he's had from whether it was terrible quarterbacks here, offensive people who didn't know how to get him the ball, didn't want to get him the ball. Just, a good player. I think he's going to be great with Cleveland. I just, it was just, he needed a fresh start. I think it'll be fine. Listen, whatever it is, we got we got Mims now that's going to play. You got Mims, you got Patrick, you still got Sutton. We could draft somebody. Still got free agent. I'm not worried about that. But don't be shocked when he becomes, I'm not going to say a top receiver in the league, but a pretty damn good receiver.
Okay, Broncos free agency activity.
Listen, nothing crazy. They flat out said they're not going to be big spenders. And you know what? I look at it now and, I don't want to, how do I look at it, Jen? We talk about this with basketball all the time, right? Why overpay? Why give, let me give you an example. Give me an example. Just give me some basketball players. Here.
I'm trying to think of the shooters on Miami.
Why give
Duncan.
why give D'Angelo Russell $48 million? Why? Why? Stupid. No, not worth it. We don't pay. Save your money. Save your money for Jalen Brunson. We give Jalen Brunson that money. We're going to give it to Spencer Dinwiddie. Not me. I'm not giving him $30 million. Absolutely not. Who like Matt Strauss? What Matt Strauss? Or like you're saying, Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
Let's pay him 30. Not me. No. Nope. Not worth it. Not worth it. He's not even a starting caliber player in the NBA. Why am I going to give him that money? Sorry. Don't do it. Same thing here with free agents. You're in a cap, right? Listen, don't go over crazy, especially like you don't do it. I say this all the time. You don't pay Lamar Jackson that money. You don't pay Dak Prescott that money. You don't pay Brock Purdy that money. You don't pay those guys that money. They're not worth that. They're not worth it. It's only going to kill you in the end. So I'm glad that, hey, Malcolm Roach, Brandon Jones, decent contracts, decent players. Listen, nobody else to float the boat with right now.
All right, cool. Kurt, we got a couple things here. Let me get them all in. In terms of Jerry Judy, nobody seems too upset. Zoli saying he can't catch. Pearl saying he had a bad attitude. Young Tyrone agreeing, right? Glad that he's gone. And then we've got Dr. Don teching in on
Dr. John, what's up,
Dr.
John?
We've missed you, right? But let me get this one in because this is good. He's wearing his Russell Wilson Seahawks jersey at the athletic director convention right now. Best dressed AD in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking in, Dr. John.
Listen, you know what, Dr. John? And I'm going to say this again because I said it to Carson. Write it down. When the Pittsburgh Steelers this year are 12-5, 13-4, and they're playing in an AFC championship game, you know what people are going to say, Jen? But it's not about Russ. Russ ain't doing it. And I'm just in here. Kenny, ready? Egg on our face. All the Bronco fans are going to have egg. Not me, because I didn't want it, but all the ones who want him gone are going to have egg on their face. And when the Steelers are in that divisional round, I don't want our Bronco fans doing seasoning, garden work, cutting lawns. No, putting up lights. No, you're going to watch that game. You're going to do two things. You're going to watch Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos win 3 games. You're not going to watch it on tape delay. You're going to watch it live, and you're going to watch the Steelers in the playoffs and go, oh my God. Because when the Steelers are in the AFC championship game and they're running the ball, playing defense, and Russell Wilson is picking teams apart with one-on-one shots down the field, oh my God, are there going to be people that are going to be, I don't know, but not me, because I'm going to say, I didn't want that. But all the people who didn't want it, when they have the bags on their heads, don't put the bags on you. Just make sure you're watching it live. Every, 225 in that Denver area. Make sure you're there. Again, no seasonings. No, I got to go to the mall today. I got to go grocery shop. You're watching that game. You're going to watch that garbage quarterback, and then you're going to put on the Steelers and see win after win after win. And then, oh, but it's not because, look, he only threw for 200 yards. It don't matter. What matters is if they win, and they're going to win. And you know who's going to look stupid? The Bronco fans who didn't want him.
I love this. Keith Brugman saying, "Who is this guy? Isn't this the same guy that said we should fire Peyton and keep Russ? Now we're all in bed with Sean
Oh, it
Payton."
all, but we,
Love
no,
it.
no,
I
no,
love I love when they give you a
no,
hard
but wait.
time.
We have no choice. What choice do I have? I have no choice. I'm in bed with Sean. I'm in bed. Hey, roll those cap. Who
Keith
was it?
Keith
Reconstruction McGlinchey? Pay him in 29. Listen, we're going to pay McGlinchey when his son's going to be in the NFL. He's not even going to be in the NFL. We're still going to pay him. Pay him. Move all those salaries, Powers, move them all. I don't care. I don't care about 2028 cap. I care about now. So I don't want to hear anybody say he put us in cap hell. I'm going to go through this computer. I don't want to hear anybody, because we're going to be in cap hell. We're in bed with Sean. I don't want to hear anybody say, but he better not trade future draft picks. We're gonna, because that's what he does. I'm in bed with Sean. So are you. So nobody better be complaining on draft night. Why did he give up a 2025 one to move up? Because that's what we got to do. And that's what he does. That's what he does. So we're in bed with him.
All right, Keith pointing out that the Steelers have the 26th ranked O-line and that Russ may have 70 sacks. All right, I want to get Michael had a question, and I want to circle back to that one. He wanted to know your thoughts on the signing of Brandon Jones and Malcolm Roach.
Yeah, Jones for the money, the difference of money of what he got and what Simmons got. I mean, how much more of a different player are they? Right? Again, I have nothing against Justin Simmons. I like him. Good player, but I'm sorry, like day 3 of free agency, he's still on the board, right? Like no one's, oh my God, he's out there. Let's pay this guy 10, 12 million. He's not getting that. So, great signing. I mean, you probably didn't pay what, one third, 1/4 of what you had to pay Simmons and Roach. Yeah. I mean, I know he did it more in like, what's the word? Not like backup, but, not as much time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't an every down player. So Broncos are probably going to look a little more, but again, not paying him a lot. Big time rough run stopper. Our run defense was terrible. So, well, yeah, I like it so far. Nothing bad. I like it.
All right, Kurt, we're coming up on the end of the show. We got about 5 minutes left. And, a lot of the agenda topics that you had put together for tonight, we kind of hit on in this open agenda format that it kind of turned out to be. But the one thing I feel like we kind of
And I
glossed
like that,
over.
Jen. We want the audience. We want to open
No, it
the
was
audience,
great. Well, what they especially, it's not like you didn't get in what you wanted to talk about. It went really fast. I love all the audience interaction for sure. So,
Yeah.
but the one thing I feel like we glossed over at the beginning of the show, and I think it was Michael who did comment on it, and I didn't know if you wanted to expand on it before we go, is that $53 million dead cap. Is there anything else you wanted to say about that?
Listen, we made that decision. We have to. It was stupid. It was absolutely stupid. I don't agree with it. It's going to bite us. But hey, get it over with. And like Cliff said, if we can have close to $100 million next year in the cap, it's why it's so important. Like, let's draft our rookie. Let's get him right in from day one. This is your team. You're the starting quarterback. Play this rookie. It doesn't matter what we got. We're going to have so much money to really build around this franchise quarterback. It's why we have to do it. We have no choice. We have to go get a rookie quarterback.
I like this question from Kenny. He actually had it in the chat earlier, but I just wasn't able to get it in. With this current roster
Well,
right
that's
now.
because you said you're not going to talk. You're not going to ask any Kenny's questions tonight.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm sure Kenny believes that one. Okay, Kurt, who's the face of the Broncos right now, given their current roster?
Well, the face of the franchise, without a doubt, is Sean Payton, right? I mean, he's definitely the
That's
face of the
my
franchise.
answer. Yeah.
But player-wise, it's got to be Pat Surtain, right? I mean, it's we're gonna build. Remember, we're gonna build this defense. I'm sorry, we're gonna build this team. I truly believe around defense, a big time run game. It's what you're going to have to do. First off, it's what wins in this league. You run the ball, you play defense, and then we're going to have a young rookie quarterback that you can't expect the world from him. So you really got to build it around them. We look at like what San Fran did, right? Like build it around and then get that quarterback. But listen, we want they were going to do it with Trey Lance. It's just Trey Lance is a bust. So they got lucky with Purdy. But listen, the Niners were doing the same thing. Move up, give up everything, go get Trey Lance. That didn't work out. They got lucky with Purdy. So all the people that say, the thing that makes me laugh is, Jen, this is the thing that makes me laugh, right? Is that the people that are like, see what the Niners did? The Niners took a 7th round quarterback and they built around him. No, they didn't. They traded everything to go up and get Trey Lance. They just got lucky that late in the draft, they found Brock Purdy. But that's not what their intention was. Their intention was to trade it all away, go get this top quarterback and roll with him. So that's what they were going to do. When he was a bust, they had to roll to listen, John Lynch's job was probably on the line. And hey, we drafted a backup quarterback and Shanahan's so good that he used them. But that wasn't the 49ers plan. So anybody who says do what the 49ers did, go draft a 7th round quarterback, that's BS. That's not what they did. They did the totally opposite. They traded everything they had to go get Trey Lance. So that's not what they were going to do.
Let me get these quick comments in here. I like Keith's point here about Russ's stats for the past 3 years, right? 6 wins, 4 wins, 7 wins. We knew we couldn't pay big money for that. If Russ was never a Bronco, we wouldn't be pining for him to be here. That's a great point. That's a great point. I want to get in. Dr. John wants to know why I'm off camera tonight, right? It's a little different look than All In. He asked if you're in the doghouse, and he asked if Mama Hoops is aware that I'm off camera.
I'm not in the doghouse, Jen, am I?
No, not
No,
all.
not at
It's
all.
just it's a little different look for the let's talk Broncos.
Yeah.
And then kind of piggybacking off before, Zoli wants to know any scenario that you want, Kurt. Who's your quarterback of choice in the
JJ McCarthy. 1,000. You know that, Jen. I am
Yes.
1,000% in for JJ
Yep.
McCarthy. Winner. Here's a couple of reasons. 1, winner. 2, he's already been in a pro offense. I gotta send you, Jen. I don't know if I sent you a video of Mark Schlereth. He did it on Instagram talking about how he doesn't want quarterbacks who play in the gimmick systems where it's like, 3-5 Tokyo, and that's it. That's the play. 3-5 Tokyo. He's not him. That's we don't hold up cue cards with ShopRite and Bob
Faces.
Barker, and we
Yeah.
don't do that. That doesn't work. He's in a pro offense. He's under center, right? Under center where he could take a snap. He has something behind him, what's called a fullback. Yes, Mr. Fullback, you block we don't go empty. We don't go one back. We run the ball with a fullback. He's done all that, right? Then it's, he doesn't throw it a lot. We don't need him to throw it. I don't want him to throw it. We shouldn't want him to throw it. I don't want him to throw it. I want my quarterback again. I want to run the ball, play defense, have my quarterback make 4 to 6 plays. But if you really want to see him make plays, look 2 years ago in the semifinal loss to TCU. He made plays all over that field. So he brought them back on all kinds of occasions. So can he do it? Of course. But a smart coach isn't going to make him do it. Why? Because you don't win like that. You win by running the ball, play defense, and ask your quarterback 4 to 6 big plays a game. There you go. JJ McCarthy is my guy. 1,000%.
All right, Kurt, your closing thoughts for the evening.
Closing thoughts is, first off, in the chat, and I'm going to do it again. Guys, please. We all love March Madness. Jen, I know you're in it. By the way, we're doing a March Madness show on Sunday night at 7:30 after the brackets, but I just posted our good friend Carson Shear from the Carson Shear Show, and obviously us with the K&K Sports Show. We do a joint free bracket for anybody to do. There's the link. All we ask is there's no money. Winner is going to get gift cards of your choice. There's a first place and a second place. Winners of the gift cards of your choice. But all we ask is just subscribe to K&K, subscribe to Carson Shear. But it's a free bracket, like I said, with two nice amounts of gift cards. So make sure you guys join that up. What else, Jen? Anything else?
No, that's it. Just your closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts is, listen, it's we have not only are we in bed with Sean Payton, we all have our hands tied behind our backs because we have no choice. There's nobody at all out there, unless you're going to start honestly talking about a trade market where, you know, a Matthew Stafford, you know, a Justin Herbert, a Joe Burrow. Those guys are unhappy, and that's your plan. There's nobody that's out there that's worth anything for us to be as a starting quarterback. So, hands behind our back, we have to draft a quarterback. Whether it's this year or next year, our future quarterback has to come from one of these two drafts. And again, that is up to Sean Payton. He has to look and say, McCarthy, May. I know it's Caleb Williams. We just can't get him. McCarthy, Bo Nix, Drake May, Ewers, Beck, Sanders. He's got to pick that one, and at any cost, go get him. I don't care what it costs. He's not going to care what it costs, and nobody here should care what it costs because we're in bed with Sean. And when Sean wants something, Sean's going to go get it. And he doesn't care how he does it. He doesn't care what he kicks down the road. And you know what? I don't either. So go get your guy.
All right. Well, Kurt, great show tonight. I'd really like to thank the audience. Great
Awesome.
participation. Great comments. I apologize trying to get to everybody's comments if I miss them. They were rolling in fast and furious, so I tried to get to everything
and like I
stay
said,
on
Jen,
topic.
we're going to do a K&K sports show, March bracket breakdown show, 7:30. Talk about the NCAA tournament. But guys, like I said, I put it in the link. Please go. It's free. Gift cards of your choice for the winners. I believe it's the first two spots. So listen, fun, free NCAA March Madness tournament. Jen, I want to thank you for doing a great job tonight. You do an awesome job running the show. I wouldn't be able to do it without you. And just so you know, Jen, you're like so in demand. Like everyone, will Jen do this show? Will Jen do that show? Will Jen, like Jen's got some kind of a life though, right, Jen? So no, you do a fantastic job. I wouldn't be able to listen. There's so many comments we got to. It's because you get to it. So other than that, have a great night, and we will talk to you next Wednesday.
Yes, thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for commenting, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good night.